Let's go, baby. Let's go. I love Bryce Harper so goddamn much. I love Bryce Harper. You cannot tell me he is overrated after this ball game. You cannot tell me he is overrated. He is worth every single goddamn penny. We spent that 300 mil on him to do this, and then some. But this moment right here, this is probably the best moment of Bryce Harper's career with the Philadelphia Phillies. Walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the ninth inning to cap off a 6-run bottom of the ninth inning, coming back from 5-0 to beat the Cubs 7-5, and we sweep the series against the Chicago Cubs. We haven't swept a series in a while, since the beginning of June, since the Mets series actually, and this is our first series sweep of a team that's above 500. And just this series sweep in particular feels a lot different. It feels different. There's a different spark. There's a different energy with this ball club right now. Maybe it's the fact that they're having a little energy coming off from Charlie Manuel being the hitting coach. Maybe they're getting a little spark from that. But right now, just in this instance, it feels a little different. They feel like they have confidence to go out there and do damage. And that's something important going down the stretch. Confidence. And that's what this ball club absolutely needs, especially this lineup. They need confidence going down the stretch that they can win ball games, that they can remain within this race. And on a Cubs standpoint, Joe Madden is the reason why the Cubs lost this ball game. Yeah, the bullpen, Holland, Smite, yeah, they gave up the runs in the bottom of the ninth inning, but there is no reason, if you're a Cubs fan, there is no reason whatsoever Joe Madden should be taking Yu Darvish out in the eighth inning. He should have at least went a full 8 innings, maybe even 9, because he was dealing that much. He was so good on the mound today. Phillies went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position against Yu Darvish. He went 7 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 10 strikeouts. There is no reason that Joe Madden should be taking Yu Darvish out of this ballgame. He was dealing that much. And I think in his past 4 starts, he's allowed no walks, and he's had at least 8 strikeouts as well. And Yu Darvish has been a lot better as of late, and he was especially brilliant tonight against this Phillies lineup. And just that taken out from Joe Madden, I think Darvish had around the low 90s going into the 8th inning. But still, when a pitcher is dealing that much, you should at least give him the chance to go deeper into the ball game. I understand that's not the game anymore. Many pitchers do not go the complete way, but Yu Darvish at least deserved that much. But from a Phillies fan standpoint, thank God Yu Darvish was taken out of this damn ball game because he was dealing. Over 8 with runners in scoring position. We did have our chances, but we couldn't contribute. We couldn't get those timely hits early in this ball game, and we, like I said, we were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Drew Smyly once again was on the mound for us. He struggled. He only goes 5 innings, gives up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, walks 2, 6 strikeouts, gives up 2 home runs. And ever since those 2 starts in the beginning of the season, well, not in the beginning of the season, since he first came to the Phillies, ever since those 2 excellent starts, he's really came back down to reality. And he's going to have those ball games where he gives up at least 4 or 5 runs a ball game, gives up a couple long balls. And just, sadly, the Phillies offense early in this ball game was getting shut down by Yu Darvish, where they couldn't help Smyly out that much. And Smyly just struggled in general. And the runs started early for the Chicago Cubs. In the top of the 3rd inning, Anthony Rizzo hits a solo bomb to right center field to make it 1-0. Then in the top of the 4th, some sloppy baseball here by the Phillies. Gene Segura makes an error, and sooner or later the Cubs make it 4-0 in the top of the 4th inning. And then Kyle Schwarber just adds on another run in the top of the 5th with a deep fly ball to center field for his 100th career home run. And it's 5-0 from there on out. Yu Darvish is still dealing. Phillies start to bring in the bullpen after the 6th inning. And then once Yu Darvish is taken out in the 8th inning, the Phillies get a couple runners on. Roman Quinn gets on, Rhys Hoskins gets on, and sooner or later, 2 men on with 2 out for Corey Dickerson. And Corey Dickerson does get an RBI single. It's a little blooper. It lands out there. But the third base coach decides to let Rhys Hoskins try to get the home plate. The dude was thrown out by a mile. It's just, why are you taking that risk and letting Rhys Hoskins try to make it to home? He is not that good of a runner. He was thrown out by a mile, and the inning ends with only 1 run scored. So you're going into the bottom of the 9th inning, down 5-1. But thank God that our bats just decided to wake up in this inning. Cesar Hernandez gets a single. Well, he actually gets on by a fielding error by Bote. He kind of bobbles the ball at shortstop. Scott Kingery gets a single. Cesar is second, so first and second for Brad Miller. He gets himself into an 0-2 count, swinging at every pitch, but he finds his pitch on the inside part of the plate, gets it right up the middle, just goes by the second baseman, and Cesar Hernandez manages to score to make it 5-2. Then Roman Quinn comes up, he draws it to a 2-2 count, does the same exact thing, hits a ground ball right to center field, right by the second baseman, make it 5-3 Phillies. Rhys Hoskins comes up with Roman Quinn and Brad Miller on base. He gets hit by the pitch. Then we get bases loaded for BRYCE HARPER. 2-2 count. He absolutely destroys this ball. He absolutely murders it. And he hits it into the second deck in right field. And BRYCE HARPER knew it was gone right off the bat. Just praying to God that it doesn't go foul. Once he knew it was gone, he was showing it off to the dugout. Let's go. And this was the fastest stride I've ever seen around the bases. This dude was so excited that we won the ball game. This dude was excited. He was running around like it was nothing. He was running around like a crazy man. Oh my goodness, BRYCE HARPER. Oh, that was the most exciting win of the season. This is probably the best win of the season. And this is a type of win that can spark something. That can possibly start a run. It may be over-exaggerating a little bit, but we swept the Chicago Cubs, and it feels a little bit different right now. It feels a little bit different. This team did not quit in this ballgame when they were getting absolutely destroyed by the starter. But once he got brought out, our bats decided to wake up, and we won this ballgame late with that 6-run bomb in the 9th inning. We picked it up for Drew Smyly. Our bullpen came in and did very well, shutting down the Cubs lineup. Our bullpen did absolutely phenomenal. Juan Nicasio comes in for 2 innings, only allows a hit and strikes out 1. Ranger Suarez comes in for 2 innings, allows a hit, walks 2, strikes out 1. No runs allowed from both bullpen guys. Pretty solid out of the bullpen for 4 innings out of the Nicasio and Suarez. But just that 9th inning in general, Strop comes in, I think, in the 9th inning, and the Phillies get a couple runners on base. They break this guy's scoreless streak. I think he had I'm not sure how long it was, but he had a very long scoreless streak coming into this ball game, and we broke it, I think, off the Brad Miller single. And then Holland comes in to face BRYCE HARPER, and he is the guy that allows the grand slam to BRYCE HARPER. Whew. It's just, if you're a Cubs fan, that game is all on Joe Madden for taking Yu Darvish out of this ball game. That is all on Joe Madden. That was, honestly, in my opinion, Yu Darvish should not be out of this ball game if I were a Cubs fan. He just should not be out of this ball game. He was dealing so much to where he deserved to at least go complete game, because he was that good. He was that dominant. And you threw away this ball game, taking him out, and it woke up the Phillies bats. It honestly kind of reminds me of last season's season opener against the Atlanta Braves when Aaron Nola was absolutely dealing. Gabe Kapler decides to take him out in the 6th inning, and the Braves won that ball game. It just, when a pitcher is dealing and you take him out early in this, if you take him out early enough in this ball game, that can sort of spark something in the other lineup. That, oh, we don't have to face this guy anymore. Okay, time to wake up the bats. And that's exactly what happened late in this ball game in the 8th and the 9th inning, especially the 9th. And just the statistics from the lineup, Rhys Hoskins once again was leading off. He goes 0 for 3, but he did get that hit by a pitch in the 9th inning, which loaded the bases for BRYCE HARPER. He does score a run off that grand slam. BRYCE HARPER goes 1 for 4, but that one hit was the grand slam. He's worth that $300 million. You cannot, $330 million. You cannot tell me this man is overrated after this ballgame. JT Realmuto goes 1 for 4. Corey Dickerson goes 2 for 4 with the RBI single. Gene Segura goes 0 for 4, a quiet night for him. Cesar Hernandez goes 0 for 4. He reached on in that 9th inning with the error. Scott Kingery goes 1 for 4. Adam Hazley goes 1 for 2, but then was taken out of this ballgame for Roman Quinn. And then Roman Quinn goes 2 for 2 since coming into this ballgame for Adam Hazley. And Roman Quinn just, when he's getting more at-bats, he's getting more time in the lineup. He's been pretty solid for us. Roman Quinn's starting to become a pretty solid hitter. And that speed is nothing to mess with, because he is one of the fastest men I've ever seen on the base paths. Probably in a while. One of the fastest guys I've seen on the base paths. It's just, Just this ball game in general. Oh my goodness. This is our best win of the season. This is our best win. And this is a type of win, like I said, that can get a stretch going. And we face this weekend against Manny Machado and the San Diego Padres. But there is some news coming into the series. Fernando Tatis Jr., their rookie sensation, is not going to be in the series because I think he's going to miss some ball games. I think he's going to the IL because he's back in San Diego getting checked out by doctors. So that's a huge loss right there for the San Diego Padres. Even though they're not that good of a team, they still have some damage in that lineup, like Manny Machado, like Hunter Renfroe, Eric Hosmer. They still have some key guys in that lineup that can do damage. And I can't wait to see the reaction from the Phillies fan base for Manny Machado. Most likely going to be boos, but hey, we got Bryce Harper. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with Bryce Harper because of what he did tonight. He is worth every single penny. And Bryce Harper, we got him to do moments like these, for when we need our best player to get a big time hit. And that's exactly what Bryce Harper did. Whew. So, to wrap it up, what are you guys' thoughts on this ball game? What are you guys' thoughts on the Bryce Harper home run? What are your thoughts going into the San Diego Padres series? And do you think this win, this sweep of the Chicago Cubs, is good enough for us to get some type of stretch going of wins? Because if we want to be in this race for the rest of the season, we need to pull up a stretch right here just to get at least a couple games into the wild card. We need a stretch like right now because the Mets are rolling right now. Washington's still playing good. The Cardinals, I think, are in first place in the NL Central right now with the Cubs lost today. And you still got the Brewers. You still got, like I said, the Mets. You still got Arizona even. There's still plenty of teams in that wild card race, and the Phillies need to build some ground on these teams. So, do you think they could build a stretch off of this? So, don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go. Let's go, Bryce Harper.